2, 1. And we're live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to SnodaCast Season 2, Episode 2. I am, of course, joined by Shadow. Go ahead.
What's up?
And Halvard.
How you doing?
All right. So, we can't start any SnodaCast without talking about weekly updates. So, everybody, how was your week? I'm going to go ahead and start with Halvard, and then we'll go to Shadow, then we'll go to me.
I had fun at the Renaissance Festival today.
Oh, that's awesome. That sounds like a lot of fun,
Beach for the first time.
Ooh.
Got some new shiny and pointy toys that I might hurt my foot with later.
Yeah.
But it was fun. It was fun. First Renaissance Festival I've ever been to. It was real good.
Sounds like it. All right, Shadow, how's your week been?
Top of that.
It's been good.
That's good. Hello, Joseph Bondell. Welcome to the chat. And for me, it's mostly just been work. I haven't really been doing much else beyond that, aside from playing some lovely D&D with Shadow. Like one round where he was drunk, but we're not gonna talk about that. So, if you guys are ready, we'll go ahead and go straight into Now Showing. You guys ready?
Let's do it.
All right. Now showing this week, we have No Time to Die, the final Daniel Craig Bond film. And, yeah, I'm actually super excited to see this movie. What about you guys?
It looks good, honestly. I just don't want to get my hopes up.
I agree. I heard it's not half bad, though.
It's Daniel Craig. I'm sorry. I'm not a fan.
I will say this. I think, what's up, Violet? Who's Violet? Anyways, so I think genuinely, I've heard this one is not as bad as Spectre, which Spectre wasn't that bad. I still think Quantum of Solace is the worst Bond film, but I also give it a pass because it was made right around the writer's strike, and it got to the point where even Daniel Craig was writing dialogue. So, you know, I give it a pass, even though I hate it. I despise that movie.
Writing dialogue? Wait a minute, what?
He was actually writing script. He was writing parts of the script. Yeah, they had no writers.
Oh,
so
right.
it came out. You remember Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen? Why it was so bad? It also happened during the writer's strike. So
Yeah.
But I definitely think Skyfall is one of the better ones. I don't think it's the best. I think it is the most rewatchable. But I still think Casino Royale kicks the most ass when it comes to Daniel Craig Bond films. I still think Casino Royale is the best. Spectre was okay. It was a little too long. I think you could have shaved off like 30 minutes of Spectre and you would have actually had a pretty solid movie. However, we just got what we got. Now, this one, I think personally had very piss poor marketing. I was not a fan of the first trailer. I mean, at first I was, because I was like, oh, cool, we're finally getting a trailer for Bond. And then I'm like, no, that kind of sucked, you know? It looked bad. And I heard that, you know, it doesn't help the fact that Sony also had that marketing campaign where they said Bond could be a strong, independent black woman. And I'm like, no.
She said that?
They did. They fucking did.
What?
They also, here's what they also said.
In what regard? That's out of left field. What?
Yeah, during their press release.
Way out of left field.
During their press release, because they were talking about what could the next Bond be, and they were thinking, well, they also said this is a Bond for the Me Too era, which is not fucking true. From what I've been told, he doesn't really, like, it's not like women are going, oh my god, you are a monster. It's just he kind of, they're like, well, yeah, he has to learn about rejection, and it's like, he kind of already has.
James Bond!
Yeah. Well,
the
here's
classic
the thing.
ones. Whoever rejected him in the old movies. Name one person. Not one person.
That's fair. However, in Daniel Craig's Bond, it was a little bit more realistic. Vespa did reject him at first. and then she ended up being the reason why he left. And honestly, I still think that was a tighter love connection than this new chick. I can't even remember her name, but my whole thing is I think that Daniel Craig's Bond is what revitalized the whole franchise, because Casino Royale was fantastic in my personal opinion. Love it or hate it, you have to admit it was a really good Bond movie, even though it basically copied Jason Bourne, but I give it a pass. I mean, look at it this way. Look at it this way.
Has that better face.
I will say this. Look at it this way. Skyfall is essentially a freaking Dark Knight copy.
Yeah, I've got to agree. I definitely have to agree with that.
They copy a lot of
critical.
No,
I think that's a little harsh, but I can't argue with it either.
Exactly. I love Skyfall. I think it's one of the better out of the 5 that we've gotten so far. We'll see what I think of No Time to Die. Now, I will say this. Skyfall has the better song than Casino Royale. Casino Royale is good, but I like the better Bond song. I like the Adele Skyfall. Don't get me wrong. I also think Writing on the Wall, from as much as I hate Sam Smith, Writings on the Wall was actually a really beautiful and slow song. I liked it, but it also kind of is a foreshadow of what is to come from Spectre. It's beautiful, it looks great, but it's long as shit. Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, there's some movies that are extended out a little too far, but they're still great.
No, I think honestly Lord of the Rings Return of the King is extended a little too far, but it's still great. In my personal opinion, I think it's a little too long. I don't think it needed to be 4 hours. It's kind of like the Snyder Cut. I think the Snyder Cut is the far better film. However, it is way too long. You could have shaved off 30 minutes of the Snyder Cut and it would have been fine.
I can't say much because I haven't watched all the Lord of the Rings or the Hobbit movies yet.
They're on HBO Max.
Yeah, I'm broke.
I got you. April, I believe he does, yes.
What?
She's asking, do you know who this is yet?
Yes,
She's
I
not
know.
going to let that go. She's really not going to let that go.
Why is the first time I open somebody's live and she's in it? You know who I am?
Yeah. So, there is that. We are actually at 4 viewers. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the SnodaCast. So, any more thoughts, comments, concerns on Daniel Craig's final outing as Bond in No Time to Die?
Wasn't the last movie supposed to be his last movie?
Yeah, but not a lot of people liked it, so now they're saying that this one is.
I think he's got one more in him. Why not? I'll be that optimist. He's got one more.
Well, honestly, and I heard he's pretty good in this. Now, I did also hear that this one is very quippy. It's more quippy than the others. And Spectre was kind of getting that way.
James Bond quippy?
Yeah, you know, right? It's like,
is he?
Yeah, you go back and watch the older ones. He's pretty quippy. He's got a lot of quips out of his ass.
I would say the second James Bond actor was my favorite.
Not Sean Connery, but Roger Moore.
Yeah, Roger Moore.
Roger Moore is pretty good.
I think he did it really fucking amazing.
I have not seen all the original Bond films. Now, I do know that Sean Connery... Oh, funny enough, so you guys know that old caretaker of Skyfall in Skyfall? Like the old guy? Whenever they go to his house?
I know what you're talking about, yes.
Yeah, the one who says, welcome to...
Sean.
That was supposed to be Sean Connery.
Oh, shit. I think it would have been better to see Sean Connery in that.
It would have been, but it would have been a little too distracting, in my personal opinion. So, but they also couldn't get him as well. But it was supposed to be Sean Connery. And honestly, in second viewing, I was like, there's no way this was not supposed to be Sean Connery. Because he says way too many lines. It's like, welcome to Scotland. I'm like, no, that was supposed to be for Sean. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That was supposed to be Sean Connery.
April D, I will have to agree. I wonder who the hell they're going to have as our next Bond.
I personally think I have two opinions. Henry Cavill or Idris Elba. If you want to go for the diversity casting, go for Idris Elba.
I could see Idris. I could see him pull it off really fucking amazing.
First thought,
And
I would never picture Mark, what's his name? The Superman guy. Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill?
I couldn't get his name up for some reason. I would not immediately picture him, but that man is beautiful.
Have you
and he would
seen
be
Man from
a really
Uncle?
good James Bond.
Have you seen Man
It
from
was
Uncle?
a really good one.
Have you? No, I'm saying, have you seen Man from Uncle with him and Armie Hammer?
No, I have not.
Go watch that and tell me that you wouldn't see him as James Bond. Because he kind of has the suave personality. Even though he's putting on an American accent, he has the suave personality of James Bond in that role. And I love that movie. I would love a sequel from it. Warner Brothers, get on that shit. Fix your shit with Henry Cavill and then make a fucking sequel to that.
Or just push for him to be James Bond. We'll accept that too.
Yeah, that's true too. But that's a Sony thing. Anyways, that being said, let's go ahead and go into our first topic.
Microsoft a little bit.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get into our first topic of the night, and I'm actually super excited about this. Earlier this week, we got the first official trailer for Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City, the official live-action reboot of the Resident Evil games that is actually going to be a lot closer to this. And from this trailer alone, I can tell that they're mostly adapting Resident Evil 1 and Resident Evil 2. Now, you two have both seen this trailer as of tonight. I saw it when it was first released. What did you guys think?
You first. Want me to go for okay?
Yeah.
Personally, it looks cool. I have high hopes, but at the same time, they've been here before, and I'm a little shaky about it.
I will say this: Paul W.S. Anderson is not a part of this in any way, shape, or form.
Okay.
That's
good
never
to
mind.
know.
And now I will also say this:
feel
the
better.
director of this is the director of both 47 Meter Down movie, the shark movies.
Ooh.
So I think he can do suspense really, really well. Because I heard from the first one, if there's anything that movie got right, it was the suspense.
Well, we discussed earlier, I think, that one character specifically should be played by someone else, but
Yes.
I mean, it just, I don't know. I'm a little.
I am cautiously optimistic.
I'm on the ropes a little bit with some of their actor choices.
A lot of people are. There is some controversy behind Leon.
Yeah.
That is a big thing.
Wesker.
Well, Wesker doesn't really have as much controversy because until recently, they haven't really said who was playing Wesker. Now, in my personal opinion, the guy that got to play him is not a bad choice. But I definitely agree with what you said, which is the scientist in there, played by Norm Macdonald, would be a great Wesker.
I think he would be the better choice because he's like, what was it? He played Damien Dark in Arrow, and he just played a wonderful psychotic villain with that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And it seemed extremely natural. That's why I loved about him playing that role in Arrow.
They're gonna someone in the comments said they're gonna cast Vin Diesel and surprise you all, and the zombie attacks will oddly look like shark attacks. You say, that would be fairly interesting in a total left ball or a left turn, but I wouldn't say it wouldn't be entertaining.
The whole jaw just separates from her head and just.
Yeah. Well, there are zombies in Resident Evil that would do that. So honestly, you know what? If they do it, I'm gonna be disappointed at first, but then I'll be like, maybe not. You know. Anyways,
I wouldn't even mind a cameo from Mila Djokovic. I really hope I said her name correctly.
I think it's right. Mila Jovovich. I think is how.
To be fair, I could do without her. I could care less.
Well, and in my opinion, I think she's she's moved on to with her husband to be ruining Monster Hunter. So,
I have yet to see Monster Hunter.
I heard the movie is not half bad. It's got some really bad writing behind it, but the action sequences are really good, and it gets the world built down for the most part.
It is her and her husband.
Yeah, and honestly, it's just an excuse for her husband to make her look like a goddess.
I'm not saying she's not a bad actor. She's not a bad actor.
Yeah, I definitely think.
I think he's just a bad writer.
Here's the thing.
I definitely think that's what it is.
I don't think he's a bad writer because there are a few scripts that he's done really well on. Like Event Horizon has a really good script. It got edited down so bad. And then also the first Mortal Kombat movie. While granted very cheesy, you also got to remember it came out when Mortal Kombat was still very, very, very cheesy. It's a little cheesy now, but you got to look at it that way. So, in my personal opinion, I think Paul W.S. Anderson is not a bad director. He's not the best.
Not by far.
No, he's not the worst, but he's not the best. My personal favorite of his, and it's only for like the last 30 minutes. I love the last 30 minutes of Alien vs. Predator. You can fucking hate me for it, but when there's hardly any dumbass dialogue or any dumbass characters, you just have the coolest character of the human cast, and you have a fucking Predator, and you have the Alien Queen. Tell me that was not the most entertaining part of that movie.
It really sucks you in then.
It does, but you just have to slog through a lot of it. So it's like, I love it when the action finally gets to be shown and it's not quick cuts or shaky cam. That annoyed the fuck out of me. So like the big shot where someone says the CGI was great and certain world elements were there, but most as far as Monster Hunter went, it was a massacre of the series. Yeah, I agree. And here's the thing: I would not trust Paul W.S. Anderson with a lot of video game adaptations, judging by how far he went to Resident Evil. The first 3 movies, in my personal opinion, are not god-awful. They're entertaining in their own right. I think Resident Evil Apocalypse is one of the more fascinating ones, because I think it's a lot more fun than the first one. The first one just takes its own time, and it tries to get some suspense in there, and it somewhat faithfully adapts the story of the first game, and then goes into a completely different direction. But I definitely feel, I don't think Paul W.S. Anderson needs to be doing any video game adaptations anytime soon, especially with his wife involved, because he's always going to make her the main character. She's always going to be the like perfect goddess that she is. She's not really ever going to get hurt, all that stuff. So I don't know, man. I'm conflicted on him because he has some really good movies out there. Like I said, Event Horizon, Mortal Kombat's entertaining. I don't know how to feel about it. But anyways, back on to Resident Evil. I think this guy that got to direct this movie he's a good choice for if you're going for suspense and horror, but have a little bit of cheese to it, because you got to look at it. Resident Evil has a lot of cheese to it. It doesn't take itself too seriously. It's a B horror movie. I would still love to see the George A. Romero adaptation, though damn it, he's dead. I don't
honestly say the person they have that I can't remember probably Mel's character is going to be. It doesn't seem.
Yeah, Chris Redfield.
Like, yeah,
he's going to be playing
Redfield.
Chris Redfield.
He's nice looking, but at the same time, Chris Redfield was kind of a serious character, like extremely military, and it's just like,
he's even too serious.
Well, and that's the thing. I think Robbie Amell, I don't think he gets that great of a rep, mostly because of the Baby series, where he basically plays an arrogant douchebag. I think, from what I've seen from this trailer, he does seem to be this kind of too serious guy for his own good. I think he's gonna do okay. However, I am still cautiously optimistic about this movie.
I would disagree. I can't take the guy seriously at all. And yes, part of it is biased from his past stuff, but also, like, when you picture Chris Redfield, I picture this grizzled badass,
Carl
something
Urban
like
type.
Urban badass, somebody like Christian Bale, for example.
Christian Bale would have been a fascinating choice, but would have been too expensive.
Christian Bale would have been a very good choice, in my opinion.
Too expensive.
I honestly wouldn't have minded of
maybe too
guy
expensive,
that played as the captain of the squad for Transformers.
Oh,
the actor's name right now.
Josh Duhamel, I think is his name.
Yeah,
he would have been a good choice.
Bad choice either.
That would have been a really good choice. He's one of the best parts of the original trilogy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right, when I picture Chris, I'd picture, like I said, someone more grizzled, someone more military-esque, instead of someone as young as
Definitely
Robbie Amell, because he's not. When you look at Robbie Amell, he does not look like he belongs in military role. He just.
I agree.
He just too pretty boy, and it's just like Chris Redfield is this fucking
Stephen Amell,
badass.
Maybe.
Stephen
I
Amell
will
would
agree
have been
with
an
that.
interesting choice. Yeah.
Stephen Amell would be pretty good too. And I'm fucking picking favorites with the Amells here. I'm sorry, but Stephen Amell is amazing.
Oh yeah, Stephen Amell's got that face where it's like he is known to be a fucking badass.
Well, here's the thing.
He's the Green Arrow.
Here's my problem with Stephen Amell is they technically were going to make him a grizzled badass when they casted him as Casey in TMNT Out of the Shadows, and then the writing came in.
Hey, and then he
Casey,
got
I won't argue that, but I can't.
Fucking pussy.
Yeah, he came out to be a whiny pussy. It's like, hey there, Big Daddy Lawbreaker. Your ass is mine. I'm like, you are not Casey. I'm sorry, you're not Casey Jones.
Not at all.
Now, here's my thing. What do you think of Carl Urban as Chris Redfield?
I don't hate it.
You don't hate it, but you don't love it.
I don't hate it. I don't like it.
Yeah, you're just kind of indifferent
I'm
to it.
stuck in the middle on this one.
Here's the thing. I think Carl Urban can play a grizzled badass very convincingly, mostly because of what he did with Dredd. Which, by the way, Hollywood, get on a fucking sequel for that. I don't care how much money it lost. Get on a fucking sequel for it.
Yeah, because Dredd is one of those series that really fucking need.
No, it needs something. Like, honestly, if Netflix would just hop on it, make a fucking Dredd sequel. Make a Dredd series. That would
Netflix,
be cool.
if you're watching. Netflix, if you're watching, come on, let's get it.
Yeah, or, honestly, Warner Brothers, HBO Max.
I could see it.
I could see HBO Max giving it pretty good money because...
I could see that.
Yeah. Now, the only reason why I say Netflix is they gave it, like, movie budget. The only other place I would say that would give it, like, movie quality budget would have been Disney, but I don't think Disney's ever going to do that. They already have way too many They already have way too many comic book characters anyways. But I don't know, man. I think Netflix would be its best choice, though don't get me wrong. I definitely think HBO would do pretty good. I just think I'm nervous about Netflix because of how they have adapted a lot of stuff into shows so far. They saved themselves with Lucifer, in my opinion. They saved Lucifer, and they actually struck the landing, in my personal opinion. I think they did a good job with the landing on that.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind him as Chris.
Oh, Tom Ellis?
Oh yeah. I mean,
not just Dredd, Doom 2. I could totally see Carl Urban as Doom guy.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
That'd be fucking perfect.
Actually, no, hold on. The guy that got to play the Mountain in Game of Thrones. Think about it.
The Mountain?
Think about it. The Mountain from Game of Thrones. That guy is Doom guy. Because he doesn't have to say anything.
It's sad that I can really...
I know! He has the build.
He has the face.
He has the face. It's just... God! Thank you, Ark, for that opinion. I've actually tried working on a Doom script, which I've given up on it since then because I can't do it by myself. I don't have the talent to do that. Plus, I have way too many ideas in my head. So yeah. Honestly, here's the thing. Yeah, Carl Urban was in the Doom with The Rock, and that one was bad. It started off great, and then it just devolved into terrible
crap.
Yeah, it took a fucking nosedive. Oh, it's so bad. And it had the 3 R's.
Reaching these heights, and then boom.
Yeah, no, it had the 3 R's, the 3 holy R's.
It was there.
Rapid Gunfire, The Rock, and an R rating. It had the 3 holy R's, and it just killed itself. And it's like, why?
It literally took a rocket to its face.
And that's the thing, is it was essentially, like, everybody's like, oh, it's too dark. I'm like, I don't really care about that because it was essentially an adaptation of Doom 3, which in and of itself is its own separate timeline.
I don't think can be a movie too dark.
I agree. I do think it was definitely too dark. In my personal opinion, I still think you should go for a like a Total Recall Arnold Schwarzenegger go for the 80s action flick, but have the grizzled, hardened stuff of modern day action flicks. I think kind of go for that perfect balance of John Wick. I think get the director from John Wick, you have the perfect Doom movie right there. Already.
You're the director from John Wick, and you have fucking gold in your hand.
Oh yeah. Now, I wouldn't say necessarily have Keanu as Doom Guy, as entertaining as that would be.
I mean, we need to see Keanu really bulk up.
Yeah. Sounds in.
Yeah. I agree, Ark. I don't think the CGI wasn't that bad when they went into first person. That was the best part of that movie. I think so. Yeah. That first person. Though, here's the thing. Oh. Is it goes too hard into fan service. I love it. I love it as its own separate thing, but in the movie it comes right the fuck out of nowhere.
What do you mean? What do you mean too hard with the fan service?
Because you don't see all like the classic demons. You see the Pinky. You see the what's the brute, the big brute looking thing that runs after your ass. The Hellguard or whatever. I think it's called Hellguard. Anyways, I forget what all the creatures are called. You see Pinky, which makes no sense because the guy was named Pinky. I didn't like that. Anyways, you see a Pinky demon and you see that demon, and then everybody else is zombies. And the director from Hardcore Henry, yes.
That was an interesting movie.
I loved that movie. I don't like it as much as I did, but I still enjoy it.
For what it was definitely different. It wasn't bad at all. It was really good.
Anyways,
I think the writing in that movie was good.
The writing was
did it. The writing could have used a little work.
Yeah.
But the twist they threw in there at the end.
Oh yeah, that was fantastic. Yeah.
It was pretty solid for what it was.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. I think maybe I do too. I think maybe get the team from Hardcore Henry. Maybe get the team behind Hardcore Henry, combine them with John Wick. You get the right casting of the Doom guy. Everybody else could be whoever. I think definitely give Carl Urban another shot in a Doom movie. Just let him play a random ass Marine. Go from there. I think, though, granted, honestly, Carl Urban, if you get him bulked up, would not be a bad Doom guy. Just my opinion. But that being said, no, you're good.
Shit.
You're good. Any more thoughts, comments, concerns on the Resident Evil trailer?
I'm not holding my breath.
You know how I feel about the Leon Kennedy guy. I'm just gonna leave it how I said it earlier. I'm not feeling comfortable with him at all.
We'll just have to see the movie this November. So, anyways, on to our next topic. Battlefield 2042 had its open beta this week, and the fan reaction is kind of eh. You know, some people are outraged because it seems like it's an old build. And then we also have a whole bunch of other people saying, if we would have had Joe in the podcast tonight, but unfortunately he's busy, he would have actually given his thought process on it, but we can just use this as an excuse to talk about Battlefield 2042. Are you guys excited about the game? I think it's going to convince a lot of people, like the Call of Duty fanboys. I think it's going to convince them to go over to it, in my personal opinion, to go over to Battlefield. It's convincing me. I really have no interest in seeing.
I don't know.
Beta, it's pretty solid. I gotta say, I like it.
Yeah, Ark says he's playing it right now. It's not that bad.
I mean, with Call of Duty keep on going in this, let's put a game out every fucking year instead of let's calm down for a couple years or so and
let the fans enjoy the game for a couple years and then go. Yeah, like maybe tease a little bit, but don't but I mean, like, since what was it? Freaking Modern Warfare 3, they've been consistent every year for the most part.
And that was, in my opinion, the best game that we've had in a long time.
I don't know. I thought Black Ops 3 was not half bad.
I'll agree.
It was okay. Black Ops 4 was interesting, though it just lacked a story. I would have loved a campaign for Black Ops 4. And I think, I think they could have named it anything else. I think they could have not put the Black Ops title on it, and it would have done a lot better. Because when you think Black Ops, you think a genius campaign, you think really fantastic zombies, you think really good multiplayer. Like, that's generally what everybody thinks when they hear Black Ops. You think of those three things. You think of good multiplayer, you think of good zombies, and you think of a really good campaign.
I mean, like, as soon as I heard... Go ahead, dude. I'm sorry.
The Black Ops 4 zombies, I didn't mind.
It was okay.
Because it also back for my favorite zombie maps.
Yeah. I still think Modern Warfare 2 was definitely good, and I do agree that the restart of Modern Warfare was great. Thanks, Ark. By the way, buddy, you can join in if you want. It's not closed off.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you can join in, buddy, if you want. You're already in there. It's not closed off. But that being said, I'm definitely looking forward to it. The only reason why I will ever get Vanguard is honestly just to play the campaign, because like I told you guys, it sounds very fascinating. Which you are hunting down and killing Hitler's successor in the aftermath of World War II, which I think is fantastic. I think that's a really good, solid idea for a campaign. I cannot wait to see what they do with it. If they shit the bed on it, then I won't buy it. But if they say it's really good, hey Ark, what's up, buddy? If they say it's really good, then we'll go from there. So Ark, you were gonna bring up your thought processes on Battlefield 2042.
Honestly, I have absolutely no issues with it. I'm enjoying it. It is a lot better than what
Vanguard did.
I was expecting. It's a lot better than what I was expecting, and then seeing all the shit from Vanguard, it just
Yeah. The only other reason why I'd be interested in Vanguard is I heard their zombies campaign is going to be pretty interesting. It's continuing a pretty good campaign for zombies, but I forget which one.
Yeah, but I've seen the gameplay for it. It looks.
Yeah. All right. Well, if you guys are ready, we can go ahead and go into our next topic.
He did have something.
Oh yeah, go ahead, man. Sorry about that.
No, like back on the Black Ops thing, real quick. And I think just to touch on what you said about the Black Ops 3 and how much it could have done better.
Black Ops 4.
And I don't know if anyone else would agree with this or not.
I was saying Black Ops 4.
Which one was it? 3 and 4, I think, are the only ones who didn't have campaigns, right?
No, 3 had a campaign. 3 had a campaign. 4 did not.
Okay, 4 did not have. It was all multiplayer, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I think that's where they messed up, personally, because everybody, at least me, I love the stories. Like, well, my favorite quote from this, I think the second one was like, "The numbers, Mason. What do the numbers mean?" And like you're trying to figure out what the hell's going on, why he's going crazy, and all that stuff. And then
I agree.
And then they just kind of let it go, and it's like, what?
Yeah. And
you're sitting there
like, fuck.
What's the fuck?
Right?
Where did that go?
It's not every day a shooter game can make you sit there and go, what the heck did I just witness?
Yeah. But any more thoughts, comments, concerns on Battlefield 2042's beta?
I've ran into the weird bug where nothing works. I'll be stuck.
I just ran into a weird bug. I just ran into a weird bug where it says my controller was disconnected, but my controller is sitting there working. Like, what?
That's expected in beta, though. I'll let it slide for now.
Yeah. All right. If you guys are ready, we're going to go ahead.
The one thing that really threw me off. I'm sorry. The one thing that really threw me off is how you customize your weapon.
Oh yeah, I heard the weapon customization is fantastic in it. It's weird, but it's good.
I like it.
Yeah.
The one thing that I wasn't expecting, I like how they do it because you can do it in the middle of the game.
Oh, that's awesome.
Like changing out the scope, changing out the barrel, putting the magazine, changing all that. But what threw me off is it doesn't tell you how to do it. So, like, for instance, if you're on Xbox, like I've been playing it on Xbox lately, you gotta sit there and you hold LB and it just pops up this big wheel and you have all this. And, you know, everybody thinks, oh, D-pad. No, you actually gotta use the Y, X, B, and A to change out the things. So, like, Y will change out your scope, B will change out, like, the magazine, A will change your underbarrel attachment, and then X will change out your barrel and whatnot.
That's weird. It's not like that on PlayStation.
Yeah,
You can actually use a little touchpad thing on the PlayStation. That's weird. That's totally different.
That is totally
Half
different.
touchpad, sir.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Touchpad. Sorry, my bad. I apologize.
I'm just saying.
See, I haven't tried playing the beta on PlayStation. I wanted to, but then I have so many friends on Xbox, and having just recently acquired an Xbox One and paying for the Game Pass, it's like, well, I'll just play it on here.
Yeah, I plan on getting an Xbox One if I can't get a Series X anytime soon. Though granted, I won't be able to buy much of anything anymore for reasons that I will not bring up on this podcast. I could talk to you guys about it later. But anyways, it's not about that.
I do love the fact that Battlefield takes a older game amazingly.
Oh, yeah, I agree. But anyways, if you guys are ready, we can go ahead and go into our next topic.
Sorry, I'm laughing at him.
It's straight chocolate syrup.
No, it's my water bottle.
Oh, okay.
Wait.
What the hell just happened?
You not just see him.
You just accused him of drinking straight syrup? Who accuses someone of that? That's so weird.
I was.
I can safely say I've done that
now
before.
doing this. My water bottle.
It's too much sugar for me.
No, it's quite literally my water bottle. I got tired of, having to track down my water bottles because my kids took off with them. So it was like, here it is.
Yeah.
I don't need it anymore. It's a reminder so that way I can stop being fat.
That's like somebody putting vanilla pudding in a cleaned out mayonnaise jar and just going around the store eating it. I would do it. I would too.
Although I think I would switch it out with banana pudding.
Oh yeah, banana pudding. Yeah.
That sounds so uncomfortable.
It does.
I'm just saying, if you do this, and I'm saying this for everyone on the cast, do this, you have to make complete eye contact with the cashier at whatever store.
I'd quit my job. I would quit my job right there. I wouldn't even tell my boss either. I would just put my stuff down, turn around, and walk away. Not even acknowledging what I just saw. I just walk away. When they called me and asked, where did I go? I'll tell them, look on the security cameras. I'm going to seek mental help now.
Okay, fine. Here. Let me do this. If people keep me accountable and I get my weight down, I will actively, as my what is the word? Victory lap, so to say. Mm-hmm. I will actively do this. I will get a jar of mayonnaise. I will clear it out.
Shadow, we need to tell the kindred right now.
With banana pudding.
Yes.
I will put banana pudding in it, and I will walk around the store eating.
The only reason why I wouldn't recommend banana pudding is because it looks too yellow to be mayonnaise.
Wait, please don't do this.
Have you never seen a mayonnaise that's been left out in the air?
Fair. It looks like splooge, though.
I'm on an anxiety attack right now. Like, oh shit!
I'm having an anxiety attack. What are you talking about?
Okay, before we end up killing...
These are kids, right?
Yeah, before we end up killing Halvard, let's go ahead and go on to our next topic. The official creators, not Valve, but the other creators behind the Left 4 Dead series are actually making another sequel, and it is Back 4 Blood. Shadow, you're actually the one that brought this topic up to me, so go ahead and explain to our dear viewers what exactly we are looking at here. All two of them.
I was one of the four, so I mean...
It went from 6 to 5, or it went from 6 to 4, and now we're down to 2. Oh nope, we bumped that back to 3. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Egg Fruit Blood is basically a version of the Left 4 Dead series. Because the company has basically, the writers have decided to say fuck it and give us another game. I am for this. A lot of people kind of like.
I agree. I'm with him.
Yeah. I'm actually super pumped for it because I eventually plan on getting Left 4 Dead 2 off of Steam. Because I know that you can actually play Left 4 Dead 1 on Left 4 Dead 2, which doesn't make sense why they still sell Left 4 Dead 1.
It's for those people who don't look into things.
That's fair. It's also a really easy way to make money then, I guess, if that's the case.
True.
But
I don't know. I'm a major fan of Left 4 Dead series. I love the game.
I can't wait.
Yeah, I definitely think this is gonna be a lot of fun.
I remember playing the second one nonstop. It is amazing.
So I've been told if I like Killing Floor, I will love Left 4 Dead.
Yes, you will.
Yes, and I actually genuinely, actively like Killing Floor, so I think I'll.
You
enjoy
will
it a
love
little
this
bit.
Oh,
game.
you play Killing?
I play Killing Floor too, yeah. A buddy of mine got it for me a while back, but he and I don't really talk anymore. What's up?
You were an Xbox.
I play it on PC.
I don't know.
Is it cross-platform?
It might be. I'll have to look at.
We'll have to look into that. But any more thoughts, comments, concerns on Back 4 Blood?
It needs to come faster.
Yes.
Okay, so we need to stroke harder on the Dems. Is that what you're telling me? Oh man. Anyways, you guys ready to go into our next topic?
That's it.
All right, so our next topic is coming out next week. We actually have the official DC Fandom 2, and we already have a bit of news as to exactly what we're going to be seeing. Give me 1 second, I will actually look up the DC Fandom list. So, DC Fandom 2. So from there, let me find it real quick. Hold on, let me do 2021 instead. Hopefully that didn't do anything. So in DC Fandom 2021, we are supposed to be getting. Let me look up their lineup. Sorry. Sorry about this, guys. It's taking me a little bit longer than I thought it would. Okay, so we are supposed to be... It will feature stuff for Aquaman, King of Atlantis, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, The Batman. We are also going to be getting some Flash news. I know we're supposed to be getting some Shazam 2 news as well. We're going to be getting some Gotham Knights news as well as DC. Who left and joined? Or joined and left?
Hey.
Faye?
Yeah.
I will tell her here in a bit to join back. Oh god, they are going to talk about the Batman Fortnite comic crossover. Fuck. That's
apparently it's canon.
Yeah, I know, and it sucks.
All right,
Yeah.
I hate to say it, it's not that bad.
From what I've been told, it's not that bad either.
Actually, not that bad.
I think we might actually get our first official trailer for Black Adam, because I think it's been filming for a while, which I'm super excited for. We are also going to be getting some more... Oh, apparently, I think they're working on the Injustice movie, or they're working on a new comic line, and we're supposed to be getting some more of that. We're definitely going to get some news about, like I said, Gotham Knights, which is their new Rocksteady Batman game. And we also have Shazam! Fury of the Gods and the Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League. So I'm actually super excited about the DC Fandom, and there's a whole list. I'll eventually post it in the chat at some point. But I definitely feel I'm super excited for. I'm excited for Aquaman 2, but I'm also disappointed about it because of Amber Heard being involved. I don't want her to necessarily be blacklisted from Hollywood 100%, but I don't think she needs to be making movies anymore, and I don't want her in Aquaman. Plus, she was kind of boring in the first one anyways. But that being said, I'm actually super excited about Shazam 2. Can't wait for that. I cannot wait for Black Adam. As excited as Teddy was whenever he found out like 3 years too late. But I'm super excited about Black Adam. I'm also super excited to hear some more news about... I'm not really interested in Gotham Knights. I think it'll be fun as is. But I'm really super excited about the Suicide Squad game. I'm super excited to hear about it. Because this isn't a movie adaptation. It isn't a movie adaptation game. It's its own thing. But yeah, is there anything out of that list that I brought up that you guys are super excited about? I hope we get a second trailer for the Batman.
I actually got a question.
What's up?
And this anyone who wants to answer here. I think this is the first time we're seeing The Rock play a villain.
Yes
like
and no.
a legit villain.
Yes and no. He was technically a villain in the Doom movie.
I was about to say that.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, it's been a while. Like, he usually plays the superhero or
He usually
the
does play the
badass
hero.
cop or whatever
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, I know. I agree. He has played the bad guy before. Even in WWE, he was sometimes usually known as the asshole, but everybody loved him because he has so much charisma. But I can't remember anything other than Doom where he was the bad guy. So I can see where you're coming from on that.
Was he the bad guy in The Mummy?
Technically, but he was barely in that movie.
No, I'm thinking the Scorpion King, aren't I?
Well, yeah, no, he
Yeah,
was the
he
bad
was-
guy
he was a
in
Scorpion
The Mummy
King in The
Returns. In The Mummy Returns, and yeah, he technically played the bad guy in that. And then they turned around and made him the hero in the movies. So whatever.
It was weird.
It was very weird.
Yeah. He doesn't play the bad guy very often, so it's going to be interesting for me at least.
Well, they did say that they're not making him an outright bad guy. They are making him an anti-hero. Which makes sense. If you're going to give him his own movie, you're going to make him an anti-hero. So someone that the audience can question. There's someone that the audience can question, but still root for.
I think that's going to be difficult for hardcore fans.
Oh yeah.
That's...
Let Shadow continue.
I was just saying that if you think comics, Black Adam, any way, an anti-hero.
They've made him an anti-hero. Yeah, they made him an anti-hero fairly recently. I will say that. It's kind of like they kind of went the Venom route, where Venom was usually an outright villain, and then he kind of became an anti-hero. I think that's what they're doing with Black Adam now. Yeah, in the comics.
That perfect host.
That's fair. But I'm super excited about it. I definitely cannot wait to see more news about the Batman, the Robert Pattinson Batman. I've already loved that first trailer. That first trailer was fantastic. I wouldn't say reveal any more than a couple more cool shots, maybe a couple more shots of the Penguin.
I want to see more of the Batmobile.
Oh, I do too, for sure. I definitely do. I still want to see more shots of the Robert Pattinson fully in the suit, which I know we saw 90% of that trailer of him in the suit. But, I still want to see more shots of like what Robert Pattinson is bringing to Bruce Wayne and the Batman. So I'm curious as to what all is going to happen with this. I also would love if they officially come out with a rating, because I feel like since their biggest inspirations right now are, he already said like they were David Finch or not David Finch films, the guy who directed Seven and Zodiac. So he said those were the two biggest inspirations.
Two of my favorite movies.
Oh, there's some of my favorite movies too. I just can't always sit down and watch them because I have to be in a fucking mood for those shit. Like Seven is not a movie I can just pop in. Yeah. Anyways, so I'm super excited to see what they do with this. I'm interested to see what the Riddler ends up looking like. I don't necessarily want to know if the Court of Owls are involved, even though it's very heavily hinted at that. I don't want to know that. I don't want to know that from the trailer. I want to get the idea of what it is from the trailer, but I don't want to know that outright. It's like, oh yeah, the Court of Owls are coming. Like, I don't want to see that. I want one more trailer that I will ever watch. Give me just a little bit more of the Batmobile, a little bit more of Bruce Wayne, a little bit more of the Penguin. You got a perfect trailer for me. Maybe a little bit more of Catwoman. Oh, definitely show fucking Alfred. I would love to see what Andy Serkis looks like as Alfred.
Or at least like.
Well, we do know what he sounds like. He was in the end of that first trailer.
Was he?
Yeah, he said, "You're becoming quite a celebrity, aren't you?"
I'm a dumbass.
So I would love to see what he looks like. Yeah, I would like to see more Robert
think
Pattinson.
that Robert Pattinson has a lot of charisma.
What's up, Shadow? You're cutting in and out.
Shit. I do think Pattinson a lot of charisma.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely agree. I think he definitely has enough charisma. I got the most of it. Yeah, he definitely has enough charisma to play Bruce Wayne. But I don't think they're going for like Playboy billionaire Bruce Wayne. I think they're going for the isolated loner Bruce Wayne before he becomes Playboy billionaire. Because this is also, you also got to remember, this is Batman in his second year. So we're getting a fairly inexperienced and young Batman.
That's good.
Yeah.
He also seems like, and this is just what I got, mainly from that scene where he just beats the living
Shit out of that guy. You can curse on this. I do not care.
He beats the fuck out of him. And,
Oh, yeah. Says I'm vengeance.
Even his buddies are just standing there like, holy shit.
Here's the thing.
And-
I hope that's not the final shot in the movie.
No, me too.
That's
But,
not, yeah.
but you said it's at the second year, right?
His second year, yeah.
This is what I think. I might be wrong. I might be dead on. I don't know. A very pissed off young Bruce Wayne with nothing but rage to let out on people before he has that self-control and that honor code that he has of no killing.
Yeah.
Like
I think he still has the no killing rule, but I don't think he's afraid to fuck you up.
I don't know if that guy survived, dude. It looked bad. I'm not gonna lie.
Honestly, okay, so let's see. He broke his arm. He probably definitely gave him a very heavy concussion, maybe dislocated his jaw, maybe broke. I would be shocked if he didn't break his nose, and definitely made him lose a few teeth, but I don't think he killed him. I don't think he killed him. Okay.
That man's breathing through a straw after that beating.
Oh, no, I agree. Yeah, I definitely agree. He's definitely going to be breathing through a straw. But he's still going to be breathing. I don't think he's dead. I think he's fucked up forever, but I don't think he's dead.
Yeah, he will remember that beating for years to come.
Yeah, he will get PTSD from that beating.
Are you sure he'll remember anything for years?
Yeah, that's true.
He's lucky he's in a coma.
Yeah, it's true too. And actually, funny enough, so this is actually a perfect opportunity for me to bring this up. For those of you that are on TikTok, follow the Panda Red, because this was his idea. I'm not going to take credit for it, but I definitely think it's a very good and interesting idea to do a Batman movie. Have a Batman movie in his first year, and you don't make it a Batman movie. Don't make it a year one adaptation. Do it from the perspective of a gangster. Make it a gangster movie, and then have Batman essentially be a cryptid. This is where like all these guys, the only known description that like links to all the stories is glowing white eyes and something
In the shape
black.
of some monster.
In the shape of
right?
some monster. Exactly. And he also has this technology that if any camera picks him up, it's going to blur out his image except for his eyes. So you're just going to see his eyes. So it's going to pixelate everything. And it's like, that is very fascinating. And it basically would end with, and you don't even mention Gotham. Like, you can mention Gotham, but then everybody's going to get it. But I would say don't ever mention Gotham. Don't mention any other villain. Just keep it like a straight up gangster movie. Basically make Goodfellas meets a horror movie.
Entire gang just getting taken out one by one until there's one dude
guy
left.
left. Your main character left, and then it's very similar to the Michael Keaton hanging him off the like I want you to tell your friends about me kind of thing. It's very similar to that, and he even shoots him, but it just
Bounces off him or
bounces
something
off.
crazy. Like
Yeah,
that would be
dude,
cool.
it would be so cool. Have that happen. Warner Brothers, you can take this idea, just pay Panda Red, man. He's a broke college student at this point. I swear, this would be a really good movie.
Just turn Batman into a horror monster and just go to town with it.
The only problem with it is you would have to make sure that it's a DC movie. You have to put the DC logo on it. And that's the only problem I have with it, because then everybody's going to be like, wait, why is there this random-ass gangster movie? So maybe make it a recognizable gangster. Maybe call it Falcone.
That'd be pretty good, actually.
Yeah, like make it like make it a young.
Even Harvey Dent's crew, something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Well, honestly, do an adaptation of The Long Halloween, but then that's Batman in like that's like what, second or third year of Batman, I think is Long Halloween.
I think you're right. Yeah, I think you're right.
Because I just watched the movies, and he's like, "Oh, I never would have figured that this would have to do. I would have to do detective work." So, oh yeah, they are supposed to be doing a new Spawn movie. What, a Spawn movie? Yeah, with Jamie Foxx.
I know they're doing a Spawn movie, but I didn't know they were gonna do it like that.
Well, it's supposed to be through the perspective of Detective Twitch from the comics. Spawn is like a ghost. That's an interesting adaptation. But why get Jamie Foxx?
Why not? It's Jamie Foxx.
That's fair. But if you're gonna make Spawn like a ghost, then what's the point of getting Jamie Foxx? Other than just to have the name Jamie Foxx attached to it.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, which I mean, he's already playing Mike Tyson. Did you guys know that? He's bulking up to. He's gonna be playing Mike Tyson in a biopic. Yeah, he's already bulking up to play him.
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh yeah, he's bulking way the fuck up.
Dive in. Shit, that's gonna be interesting.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's definitely gonna be interesting. I still think if Keith David was like 30 years younger, you could have got him to play Spawn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Keith David.
Yeah. Or honestly, go back to the 90s. I think honestly, freaking what's his name? He played Candyman. I'm blanking on his name.
I know you.
Shit.
Somebody quick, Google it. Google it before he loses it entirely.
Oh dear God.
Also, man, Hallucination.
Tony Todd. Tony Todd would have been an interesting choice for Spawn. Now, I will say this. Tony Todd is going to be voicing Venom in Spider-Man 2, the game.
That's not a bad choice.
No, not a bad choice at all.
That's not the worst choice.
No, not at all. It would have been funny if they got Tom Hardy to play him, though. That would have been kind of
I would like some Tom Hardy DLC voiceover.
Yeah, that's just me personally. Which, by the way, have you guys all seen Venom Let There Be Carnage? I know Ark has.
I'm going to see it tomorrow. I don't want to know.
Okay,
I don't want to know.
I'm not gonna say anything then. And I won't spoil it. It's still fairly new. So, anyways, we're actually going to talk about Venom, but we're not going to talk spoilers. We're just going to talk about box office for it. If you guys are ready to go on to our next topic. Any more thoughts, comments, concerns on DC fandom? All good?
I would rather... Yeah. I don't...
Say it one more time, Shadow.
I would really like to see Amber Idol as... Doesn't happen.
I heard Amber and then it cut out.
Oh, Amber Heard. Amber Heard something with not an Aquaman. Okay, got you. Yeah, I got you.
I'd like to see Venom eat Amber Heard. That'd be funny.
That would be really funny. Good luck in ever happening. All right, Shadow, speak.
Are you live?
Yeah.
You good?
Good.
I think so.
I would
Yeah.
really like to see Amber Idol at. Doesn't have to.
Spider-Man?
Amber Heard in Spider-Man?
Aquaman.
Oh, an Aquaman. Out of Aquaman. Okay, I got you. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
Yeah.
As she doesn't get that way.
I still think Bryce Dallas Howard would be a better Mira.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. Anyways, on to our next topic before we get Shadow all pissed off at Discord and other reasons.
I'm gonna fight Discord. I'm literally gonna find the creator of Discord and just fight him.
Alright.
I'm back.
Anyways, on to our next topic. Venom 2 Let There Be Carnage is actually now the highest grossing post-pandemic since Shang-Chi. And I'm actually super excited to hear that, because that means that we're definitely going to get Spider-Man Far From Home in December now. There's no pushing it back. And we can honestly thank Shang-Chi for the fact that we got Venom Let There Be Carnage this year at all. I definitely think they might push forward Ghostbusters Afterlife, which is fantastic if they do. But no rush on it. I'm definitely excited about it because I've been hearing really good things. Though, granted, they actually, really quick side note, they did do a surprise screening of Ghostbusters Afterlife in New York. And apparently they also have had test screenings and everybody says it's really, really good. So I'm super excited about Ghostbusters Afterlife. But anyways, back on to Venom 2. I'm super excited that this movie, well, the movie in my opinion was and I didn't get to see like the first 30 minutes or so. The movie is it's not terrible. It's just a little bit better than the first movie. Only because Woody Harrelson is Carnage. That's it. It's the only reason why it's better. The CG is a little better. The CG is a little better.
Okay.
It's essentially a rom-com between Eddie and Brock. So that's... Or sorry, between Eddie and Venom. So... there's that vibe. Without spoiling it, I can definitely say I loved seeing Carnage, but I was disappointed in what they did with Carnage.
You're starting to pop my bubble here, man. What did they do to Carnage?
I'm not gonna spoil it.
They didn't turn him into a whiny little bitch, did
No.
they?
No. It's something very minuscule, but if you're a Carnage fan, it's gonna piss you off.
To be fair, I don't know much about. I know more about Venom than I do Carnage. All I know about Carnage is that he is Venom's son. That's it.
Okay,
that's
they do keep that. That's kind of cool. You want me to say it?
Is this gonna make me upset?
Very possibly, if you're a fan of Carnage.
Come on.
Rip it off like a band-aid. Come on, let's do this.
Oh, dear God. Okay, so they basically say that Carnage and, what's his name? Cletus Cassidy are not a match, when in all reality, in the Carnage comics, Carnage and Cletus Cassidy are the only human symbiote combination that has ever said they're so in sync that they say, I am Carnage, instead of we are.
He was part of his blood. How is he not a match?
Well, Carnage apparently is a separate entity. Carnage is apparently a separate entity from Venom. So, and apparently it's got a very vengeful father complex.
That sounds about right for Carnage.
Mm-hmm. But then they don't make Cletus Cassidy and Carnage a good match. Which, as a story beat, is fine. I get it. It's to kind of show that Eddie and Venom are a good match. I get that.
No. Look. From the comics perspective,
It's terrible.
he came out all screwed up because he was stuck in Cletus's head when he was fucking born.
Exactly.
And then all he knew was, let's kill everything.
Exactly. They don't do that. Sorry. But that being said, it's still a really good version of Carnage. Aside from that, it is really good. It's so much fun to see Carnage on screen.
Okay, neighbors.
If you had to
That's
give
not
it
a spoiler.
number, 1 through 10.
If I had to give it a number, this adaptation of Carnage...
No, hold on.
Go ahead.
How violent and brutal is Carnage?
Judging by the fact that it's PG-13, I would give it about a 6. They get away with a lot. There's no blood, but they get away with a lot. I give it about a 6.5 to a 7.
Okay. This is just out to Tom Hardy. The next Venom movie. I'm not talking about the one with Spider-Man, because I'm pretty sure they did something with Spider-Man. I've heard all sorts of crazy stuff. They did something with Spider-Man in Venom 2.
I plead the 5th.
I already know they did. Something happened. I don't know what specifically, but anyways.
I plead the 5th.
The next Venom movie has to be R-rated. I don't care. He eats people.
He still eats people.
That should be enough.
He still eats people. He just PG-13s.
I know he still eats people, but it should be enough that he eats people. It should be an R-rated movie. Like in the first movie. Pile of heads, pile of bodies. That's what I want.
I still think there's an R-rated cut of Venom out there. I do. I can't not believe that. Because they were originally going to make it rated R.
Make us R-rated versions of these movies.
Well, no, they were originally going to make the first one R. Like, when they went into production, they were like, oh yeah, this is going to be rated R. And then the studio came in and they're like, well, we actually want more people to see it, so we're going to make it PG-13. And I'm like...
Said the same thing about Deadpool, though.
They did, but that was Fox, not Sony. Fox actually had the balls to make it rated R. And Ryan Reynolds.
Fox said, fuck
Sony,
you,
grow a
this
pair.
shit rated R.
Sony does need to grow a pair. But until they're bought up,
Really
they're
does.
not going to.
Quit fighting Marvel over Spider-Man and just balls up and make something bloody and epic.
Oh,
'Cause once you
I
do
agree.
That Marvel's gonna be like, nope.
Who cares about Marvel? Forget Marvel for
Well,
a minute.
they've already confirmed that Deadpool 3 is going to be MC or in multiverse canon, and it is going to be rated R. It's just not going to be under the Marvel Studios logo. It's going to be under the 20th Century Fox or the 20th Century Studios in association with Marvel. But it's still going to be connected.
I can only imagine the opening joke Ryan Reynolds is going to do in that movie.
It's like, well, I bet you didn't see this bullshit coming. Fuck you, Disney.
Fuck you, Disney, and fuck you, Marvel.
But we
My
are
favorite
canon.
theory so far is definitely this is gonna have nuts in it.
Yeah. It's like, this is going to have nuts in it. Yeah, no, I agree.
Go up!
Still
up?
upset. I'm still upset that Hugh Jackman's not going to be Wolverine anymore.
Here's the thing. I still think, and you can hate me for this, Jai Courtney would be a really good choice, or Carl Urban.
Hi, Courtney?
Jai Courtney.
No.
No, not Jai Courtney. No, sorry. Charlie Hunnam.
Charlie Hunnam?
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to
All right,
picture him. Hold on.
Pacific
That
Rim.
was too well casted.
Pacific Rim.
Ex-Teller.
Pacific Rim?
Also Sons of Anarchy.
As who?
Wolverine.
Exactly. But
Wolverine. Or are you trying to say who Charlie Hunnam? There's some really good fan art of him out there.
He
was also in Sons of Anarchy, and I heard
was
he
in
plays a
Sons of
very
Anarchy, King Arthur, and something else.
Pacific Rim.
I know who you're talking about.
The giant robots
But-
fighting giant
He
monsters.
had the
Pacific
giant-
Rim.
Yeah. The giant robot. I know what Pacific Rim is, guys. Come on.
Okay. I'm
What
just making
guy
sure.
hasn't wanted to see giant robots beat the crap out of something?
That's fair. Anyways, continue. I still think
I don't
Carl
think he'd
Urban
be
wouldn't be a
cool.
bad choice.
I don't think he'd be a good Wolverine.
You don't think? I get Charlie Hunnam. I'm just saying I think Carl Urban would be a really good choice. I know a lot of people are like, no, I really want Keanu Reeves to play Wolverine. I'm like, no. Keanu would be a good Silver Surfer.
I don't even know if that would fly.
Or
Silver
Adam
Surfer.
Warlock.
Oh no, there was a friend of mine that was like,
I could see Keanu Reeves as an alternate universe Stephen Strange. Actually.
Ooh, yeah, that'd be really
That
cool.
would
He'd be pretty good Stephen Strange.
I agree. That'd be really good.
Or maybe even Gambit. I mean, he's got kind of the Gambit look too.
He could definitely pull off an older Gambit.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
That man's in his
He
late
is.
50s and
Now-
he looks like he's in his 20s.
He's in his late what?
He's old.
He's in his late 60s. He's not in his 70s.
He's in his 60s?
He's not that old.
He's not in his
It's
60s.
still the fact that he has that like, I just can't.
He's
get this
60 and he looks 30? Are you bullshitting me? He's
Hold on.
not 6. There's no. Hold on. I'm looking this up. Wait a minute.
He's actually not even in his 60s. He's 57.
out. So it's late 50s. But it's still the fact that he's like looking like he's still. Fucking-
You know what's crazy though? Is his wife or his artist girlfriend? Hold on, I'm trying to look up her age. She's she's only 48. She looks a lot older than she is. Anyways, yeah, Keanu Reeves is only 57.
This man has the cure to immortality. He's not telling the rest of us. What the
Exactly.
fuck is this shit?
I'm telling you, I have a whole theory that he might be a vampire.
Okay, someone said Michael Cera as Wolverine just to make people mad. That would be hilarious.
be fucking amazing.
Okay, and now hear me out. Mark Strong as Professor X.
Maybe.
I see it way too much. I see it working way too well. Shadow, back me up on this. Back me up on this.
Fateless, you need help with that Michael Cera comment. That I'm still trying to get over that.
Michael
That
Cera
would make
as
me so angry.
I don't.
Michael Cera as Toad would be funny.
Michael
He'd be
Cera
pretty
as
good
Toad, I
Toad.
could see.
I could see him playing
He'd be a
Toad.
pretty good Toad.
Now, here's my thought process. I personally think, I don't know who to think who would you cast as Juggernaut? Like as the voice, keep him CGI like what they did in Deadpool 2. Who do you think would be a really good voice for Juggernaut?
The voice.
I think Stephen Blum could pull it off.
That is.
He's
Ryan
the.
Reynolds again.
They could just do Ryan Reynolds again, but they really manipulated his voice in order to do it. Stephen Blum is the English dub sound. He's the English dub voice actor for Spike Spiegel in Cowboy Bebop.
Okay. I can see that.
Yeah, I definitely
What
see
is his
him.
name? Okay, look, I don't know why this sounds like it would work, because in theory this will not work at all. But I could see Sylvester Stallone pulling it off somehow.
Actually, yeah, I could see that, but the man's
Doesn't
pushing
sound like
70.
it. But I don't think it would be that bad. I think it'd be pretty badass, actually.
Oh yeah,
Because Sylvester Stallone definitely has that depth.
he has that
He's
depth.
got that deep
Or
voice.
or hear me out. Dolph Lundgren.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I will give you that. That's not a bad one either.
Yeah, that's what I thought. You gotta admit, Dolph Lundgren.
Next
He
time
has
you
the
guys talk
bravado.
Comics, let me know. I'll jump in.
Yeah. Hey, you gotta admit, he has the bravado for it.
He does. He really does.
Yeah.
There's
Now,
another. Oh, that would be amazing.
actually, Dolph Lundgren. Yeah, I know, right?
Hollywood, please.
Yeah.
Please do
cast
this
Dolph
before we
Lundgren.
die.
Dolph Lundgren as
Please.
Juggernaut, please.
Let's do it.
We already have Sylvester Stallone as King Shark. We need Dolph Lundgren as fucking Juggernaut.
I still need to see the new Suicide Squad.
Oh, it's so good. Teddy, whenever you see it, you will see Teddy as King Shark. Trust me.
That's just beautiful.
I know.
That. Oh,
Do you know
that's
how he
beautiful.
talks, Shadow, by the way?
Don't. I don't know
Okay,
anything about
so
this.
he has a very limited vocabulary. It's not as limited as Groot,
Very.
but it is a very Groot-like speech pattern. So he, instead of saying
really?
like, I'm gonna eat that person, he goes nom nom. And there's a part where he sees these like little jellyfish things, and they like kind of copy his body shape, and he's like, ha ha ha, ha, no dumb friends. And he starts chasing her out. It is so adorable. It's really good. Yep. Bird. It's like, Manawe, stay off the comms. Bird.
It's like. It's like Sylvester was. He wasn't even reading his lines. He's just sitting there screwing around in the sound booth while they're doing
in
this.
the freaking special features for the new movie, if they do not have the recordings of Sylvester Stallone doing his voice acting lines, I will fucking riot. I need to see the behind the scenes of Sylvester Stallone being directed to say, yeah, just say this. Just say it like Rocky with 10 times the brain damage.
And now I can see you.
Conversations between what he reads and after.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Like, you want me to read this shit? Real? What is this shit? What is this even for? Tell me what this movie is.
Yeah. But anyways, are you guys excited that Venom Let There Be Carnage actually now has the highest box office gross post-pandemic?
See, this would surprise me.
Yeah. I think it was a very smart move on Sony's part to move it up. Because they were originally going to move it to like early next year.
I will say this: if you're sensitive to sound, take some earbuds.
Oh yeah, no, it's very loud. They ramp up the sound for this shit, especially when they have Shriek in this.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Not a bad actress to play Shriek.
Isn't that the woman who played Calypso in Pirates?
She also plays Monty Penny in the new Bond movies.
I can't remember her name.
Oh, I don't remember her name off the top of my head either. Let me look it up. She's actually a very beautiful woman. It's pretty cool that they got her. Naomi Harris. Yeah. So. Anyways, I will say this. Woody Harrelson is Carnage. I definitely agree. I don't think I could have seen a better choice as Carnage or Cletus Cassidy. That's just my opinion. It was definitely really cool to see him. But that being said, any more thoughts, comments, concerns on Venom Let There Be Carnage now having the highest grossing box office post-pandemic?
I think it deserves it.
I do too. As much as it pisses me off what they did with Carnage. Anyways, on to our next topic. So, Dark Pictures has actually officially released the House of Ashes storyline for their, essentially, they're just keeping it as one game and they're releasing DLC stories. For Man of Medan, and then Medan, however the fuck you pronounce it, and then we had the second one, I forget what it's called, and now we have House of Ashes. Have you guys ever played Until Dawn?
The one you're thinking of is Little Hope.
Little Hope, that's what it is. Yeah. Until Dawn, in my opinion, is one of my favorite one-time playthrough experiences. I will never play that game again. It is so boring. When you try to do a second playthrough, there's so much walking around, it's not even fun anymore. But it's fun to play the first time, because the first time you're actually really interested in it, and then the second time you're like, man, this is the playthrough for this not that great. I hope they clean that up with these other ones, but
I would agree.
Yeah. Any more?
Even with the other games, like the other Man of Medan game, Little Hope, they all kind of have that issue. There's not a lot of replayability once you've seen it. It's kind of just what it is.
Even though I know that they have choice as a big factor in the game, but I still think that if you played through it once, you should at least be able to skip a lot of the whole moving around scenes. Like, there's not much choice in those. I think you should be able to skip that, in my personal opinion. I know that technically, I'm just saying, like, make that a mechanic, where if you played through it once and you want to play it again to get the other results, like the other endings, then go do that. Also, I hope there isn't that one annoying-ass character.
Makes sense.
It would make more sense, yeah. I hope there isn't that one annoying-ass character that they had in Until Dawn that I could not wait to fucking kill, and tried desperately to kill as early on as I could.
Blonde?
No.
Which one were you talking about?
I believe she was Asian.
I know who you're talking about. The one wearing blue that was just an asshole to everybody for no reason. Yeah, no. She had it coming. The second I had the opportunity, I'm like, oops, I dropped the controller.
Yeah. That was kind of my whole thought process. I'm like, I fucking hate you. Just die. And there is a part where you can have all of them survive, and they like do like police interviews, and I'm like, I don't want this bitch to live. If she's the only death, then so be it. And I think she was the only death. Well, and the funny thing is, I think she was the only death I had in this game. That was, yeah, everybody else I actually gave a dick about, but her, I'm just like, fucking die, please. I believe her name was Claire. I swear to God, her name was Claire. It has been it's been a few years, but I swear.
You know what I think of when I picture that game now, and I don't even know why. All of them look like they belong in the cast of a Power Rangers show. Think about that for a second, don't they? I just blew his mind with that.
Thank you for watching the SnodaCast. We're all going to go ahead and just completely sit on this idea for a while. No, I'm kidding. You did blow my mind. That was actually pretty cool. But yeah, any more Any more thoughts, comments, concerns on this topic? I hope it's good, but I haven't played any of the other ones, so...
That... I need like 4 more seconds to recover from that, because I don't even know where that thought came from. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. We can go ahead and go into our final topic, and that'll give you enough time with my intro. All right, our final topic is What If season finale. It actually aired on Disney Plus this Wednesday, and it is What If the Watcher Broke His Oath. And this is the actual crossover event that we've gotten, and it was actually pretty good. It was weird seeing the daughter of Thanos, Gamora, where it's the storyline where she kills Thanos, and you also see Tony Stark in this kind of Sakaran Iron Man armor, which, if I remember correctly, was a deleted episode. Like, they originally had it in all the promotionals and stuff, and then they got rid of it for whatever reason. So this is their first appearance, and I feel like this episode was supposed to be... That episode was supposed to be before the What If Ultron 1 episode, and then that way... Or kind of in between the What If Ultron 1 and the season finale, because then there's a really big emphasis on the arrow that has... what's his name? The German scientist inside the computer. Played by Toby Bell.
I have him in my head. I can't think of what his name is.
Zola. Has Zola's algorithm in
Yes.
it. Yeah.
Arnim Zola.
Yes.
Yeah, Arnim Zola. Has Arnim Zola's algorithm in it. And it's like, there's a big emphasis on that arrow. And it's like, I think there was supposed to be an episode in between these, because when you go back to back, it's like, oh, yeah, that. I remember that. Why are you focusing on it so hard? It's like, oh, finally you're fucking using it. It's like, okay, I guess, cool. I will say this. I was not... this is also a way for us to talk about the series as a whole. I think it had a very rough start with the first episode, because that was essentially like, oh yeah, what if Captain America was Peggy Carter? Ooh, it's like...
Essentially Iron Man.
Yeah!
In that story.
Well, that was cool. I actually like the Hydra Stopper.
Or
That
just
was
the original
genuinely cool.
Iron Man. We'll say the first Iron Man.
Yeah, that was genuinely cool. Like, I liked that. And I do like the whole, like, oh, it's just that one insignificant decision. That's what made the whole thing
What did they actually call him? I forget what they called him.
The Hydra Stomper.
Hydra Stomper.
Yeah, they called it the Hydra Stomper. So that was genuinely... I thought it was a very rough start, because it's like, okay, so you can tell the first Captain America storyline in 30 minutes. Cool. Now, I definitely think they picked up with the second episode, which, what was it? It was the T'Challa, What If T'Challa was Star-Lord episode. And I know that there are some people that aren't the biggest fans of it, because it's like, oh yeah, so T'Challa is basically a better Star-Lord than Star-Lord. And it's like, well... I think that was more of an episode for everybody to be like, oh my god, we can finally at least hear Chadwick Boseman again. And that was very sweet. I like their send-off for him in the show, because we will never see T'Challa as Star-Lord again. This last episode was the last episode he recorded. So that is kind of the big thing. But I definitely enjoyed that episode more. I actually have a Funko Pop of him over there. And then, of course, we also had the third episode, I think was the most interesting, which was what if Earth lost its Avengers? And that's where you have Iron Man get killed, you have Hulk get killed, you have Black Widow, Hawkeye, Thor even gets killed, and it's like, oh, okay. This is interesting, and the plot twist is really good, in my opinion. I think it was a really good plot twist on how they did it. Who they brought in that was the killer.
Different side of people.
Yeah.
Like...
It was interesting to see Hank Pym go crazy. Oh yeah, no, yeah.
Are we gonna spoil that or no?
Yeah, we can spoil that. It was Hank Pym. It was really interesting to see.
Yeah, but no, like even Loki. Loki was not even he wasn't a crazy dictator. He was like just out to avenge his brother.
Yeah. And then took it too far.
My brother, I'm here to kill you.
Yeah, and then he took it too far, conquering the whole Earth and everything. But yeah, you have that, and then I still think...
At the end of it, he mellows himself out.
Yeah. No, I agree. In my personal opinion, I think that episode 4 was the best episode. Wait, hold on. Was it episode 4 or was episode 5 zombies? I forget. The what if
zombies?
Episode 5 of zombies. Okay, so episode 4, which is the Doctor Strange episode, I feel like that was the best episode they had, hands down. It was the one I could definitely watch over and over again, even though it ends on a downer. It was very fascinating. I would love to see this version of Stephen Strange more, because it is kind of like an ultimate Stephen Strange. They even call him Sorcerer Supreme instead of not Sorcerer Supreme. Sorry, Supreme Strange. So like that was really cool to see him have all these cosmic entities and everything else like that. The zombies episode was okay. I thought it was decent. It was, it was fine. I still think the Ultron episode, What If Ultron 1, was very interesting. That was a really good episode.
That was crazy.
That was very crazy.
Like the simplicity of just taking out Thanos like that.
Oh yeah, that's still a head scratcher in my opinion. But I think this show has it has a really good amount of promise to it. I just think that they need to refine some edges a little bit better. Because the T'Challa episode was good, the Doctor Strange episode was good, the zombies was really cool to see, but I could tell that was a fan service episode. And then you also have the What If Ultron 1 was very interesting, and then of course we also have everything else like that. So I think that it's a good start. I don't think it's a great one. But I'm really looking forward to see where they go with this, even though it seems like they are trying to push certain messages with this show, and not necessarily the best ones in general. But that being said, I'm super excited to see what they do with Season 2. I think they've even confirmed they've got like a third season is pretty much already greenlit. So that's really interesting. I don't quote me on that, though. I do know that Season 2 is definitely happening. I just don't know about Season 3. But I think this is a show that you have endless possibilities, especially with new characters coming in this phase. So, I think they said Season 2 is definitely going to focus on Shang-Chi and everything else like that. So that's kind of cool. I would definitely like to see a little bit more potential with Shang-Chi. Even though I enjoyed the movie, it wasn't my favorite. It was the better out of this phase so far, I will say that. But yeah, I'm actually super interested in it. What is going on? Ark, what is that sound? Okay, he's killing people. Got it. Anyways, that being said,
we already knew this.
Yeah. Any more thoughts, comments, concerns on What If as a whole or this particular episode?
Season 2 better. I don't know how Season 2 is going to top it.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. I mean, they did a lot. There's. I mean, what do you want to see in Season 2?
I would like to see zombies explored a little bit more. I could give a shit less about Captain Carter, even though I know that's going to be their big push. I just don't care. I would love to see more T'Challa Star-Lord, but I don't think that's going to happen. The zombies left off...
I don't think they will, just out of respect for him. I don't think they will.
I don't think so either. I would definitely love to see zombies explored more. That's my biggest one I would love to see explored more. Party Thor I was okay with, but
Party Thor was weird. Was that the one where they weren't raised together?
Yeah, where Loki actually became an ice giant and Thor was an only child. It was weird. I wasn't the biggest fan of it. Mostly because Captain Marvel was involved, and
Party pooper.
That annoyed the fuck out of me. I'm like, oh, good God, shut the fuck up. I love Chris Hemsworth.
That would be something Thor would say, though.
It is, but it sounded way too
This is an early first movie Thor.
Yeah, but it's still just
he
too
would
childish.
do that.
It's too childish, man.
But he was very childish and arrogant in the first movie, so it's not... he would have done it.
Yeah, it's not too far off. I agree, but I just feel like from what I've seen Thor become, it's hard to kind of put my mindset back into that. So I'm yeah.
You watch the first.
If I could have any what if story, period, I would want to see alternate version from the comics of King Thor.
Ooh.
Like what if he just went off the rails and went full on Odin tyrant, take over the universe kind of thing.
Ooh, that would be very fascinating. I would love that.
Ooh, I just had an idea. What if instead of growing up with Loki, he grew up with Hela?
Ooh, Loki and Hela. That'd be fun.
Or even Thor and Hela.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Thor and Hela.
Either way, that'd be badass.
That'd be awesome. I'd love that. Though, granted, I think Loki would have been killed immediately.
Hands down. Loki would be squashed instantly.
Instantaneous.
Although I would have seen that and like, nope, you're.
I will say this: it was cool to see Loki as a full-on frost giant. That was actually.
I'm actually surprised. Cool. Did they put Hela in What If at all?
No.
I'm a little surprised at that.
Well, if you want to be fair, they never really went that far into. They were mostly doing a lot of Phase 1 and 2 stuff.
Maybe we'll see her in Season 2.
Maybe. I will definitely say. I'm interested to see where the show can go. I think if they rough out the edges a little better, like honestly, I don't think anybody aside from your Tumblr fans love Captain Carter. I don't hate her. I just don't care. I'm like, I've seen this Captain America storyline. It's whatever. The only interesting thing out of it might be a Winter Soldier Steve. That would be really cool. Because they did see the Hydra Stomper in the very last the post credit scene, so that would be really really cool to see. But that's the only thing.
After I watched that episode, I don't think Captain skills could take Bucky out of Winter Soldier.
Well, if you think about it, Captain Carter saved Bucky from falling off that train.
Yeah,
and that's really.
If
they fought. Yeah, no, I don't think she would win, at all. I don't know, man. I'm interested to see what's up.
What if you put. What if Steve became the Winter Soldier and Bucky became Cap?
That could be a very interesting program, but the only problem with that is you would have to switch. You would kind of have to switch Steve and Bucky's stories, because Bucky was already sent out to war by the time Steve had even thought about joining, or like was even thought about putting into the program. Like Bucky had already had his leave before Steve even met the good doctor that gave him. Yeah, so that's kind of the biggest thing is like you have to look at it that way. It would be very fascinating to see, but I don't know. I think they're already kind of doing that. I would like to see something with Falcon. I think something with Falcon would be very interesting. Like, what if Falcon didn't take the shield, which I mean essentially is what we got in Falcon and Winter Soldier, but I'm saying like what if Falcon wasn't chosen to take the shield?
It's not that he took it or didn't take it, he put it off for a long time in that series.
That's true. And I love how comic accurate that is.
I don't want it.
I will say this, I love how comic accurate his costume was at the end. That was fantastic.
It was nice.
It was really nice, and it was a nice touch. It was a nice bow to kind of tie off the series, even though they get a little too preachy. I think they got. I like how they
pulled U.S. Agent by the end of the whole scenario. It was pretty cool.
U.S. Agent, I was very mixed on. I think it was cool to see him. I would like to see more of him, but I don't know how I feel right now. But go ahead, Shadow.
I would have loved to see Bucky take the shield.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm saying, like, you could do a what if episode, like, what if Bucky was chosen to take the shield instead of Sam?
Should have been.
Honestly, I feel like he would have took it a
Oh, yeah. No, I agree. Now, I will say this.
Should have been fucking chosen.
I will say this. As in the movies, I understand why they didn't choose him. Because, from a public perspective, he's still the guy who bombed the UN. He's still a sleeper agent Russian spy that kills people. You know, like, he's not like Black Widow where she's mostly ambiguous. I mean, he's very publicly known. So I think that's the only reason why it's like, well, yeah, he's still kind of seen as a terrorist.
Fateless actually has a good question here.
What's up, Fateless? What if they figured out how to manipulate the Super Soldier program so that laymen could go through it, so the military could mass produce it? So what if they? What if the doctor
Captain
wasn't
America's. Basically, mass producing Captain America.
killed? Yeah, that would be really cool.
That would have changed.
That'd be too. I think that'd be too much.
It would.
Would there be anyone to fight? It wouldn't be a fight.
No, I agree on that.
It's literally just U.S. world.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it sounds cool in theory, but I don't know how they would do that.
I still
Like, it would
think.
have been Steve fell asleep for 50 years, came back, and everywhere.
I don't know, man. That
We kind of did it with the Ultimates comic book.
that's true. And they kind of did it in the Falcon Winter Soldier show. They had the ability to pretty much mass produce it. So
Yeah.
that's kind of interesting. I do like what they are hinting at Sharon Carter becoming. That's pretty cool. In the Falcon and Winter Soldier show, they hinted at her. I think she is the power broker, and they hinted at, since now that she's able to go back into the U.S., now she can get more weapons. So I'm very interested to see what they do. I think Sharon's going to be either in the movie or in the next season of the show. I think that Sharon is going to be one of the villains, if not the main villain.
You can see that.
I agree. But yeah, any more thoughts, comments, concerns on What If? All right. Well, if you guys would like, we can go ahead and go into our final segment of the podcast, Movie Talks. Movie Talks, where we can bring up any old, new, or current topics. We can, if you want, you can elaborate on a topic, or you can just bring up whatever you would like to talk about. Halvard, I'm going to go ahead and let you go first, since this is your first time coming on here. Any topic you want to talk about.
Any topic I want to talk about. Okay. So, all right, what Marvel movie have they not done yet that you want to see? Like, if there's one that they haven't even considered touching, what do you want? The little kid in him woke up. I could see it in his eyes.
Talking about me? Yeah.
Yeah, you.
Yeah. Honestly, honest to God, I still would love to see a proper adaptation of Fantastic Four from Marvel Studios, which I know we're supposed to get. I seriously am going to riot on the streets if John Krasinski and Emily Blunt are not Mr. Fantastic and Invisible Woman. However,
Wait, does that mean we get the original Johnny Blaze back?
I don't think so. I think Chris Evans is moving on from Marvel movies. So,
Damn it.
I know. Honestly, I will say this. I could see Robbie Amell pulling off the Human Torch.
I could see it. Hands down.
Hands down.
No question.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think a far younger Chris Pine could have pulled it off, too.
True.
I think he's a little too old to play him now, but I think a far younger Chris Pine could.
I could see Ryan Reynolds pulling it off. Actually, that's just because Ryan Reynolds that kind of person.
That's true.
He's got that kind of snark.
Ryan Reynolds is like an alternate fucking king.
Yeah.
Johnny. Yeah, I meant
Now,
Johnny.
here's my next question: who would you want to play Galactus? I personally think Bryan Cranston would be a really good choice.
Yeah.
I'll counter that. I don't know his name off the top of my head, but the guy who played and voiced Darth Maul.
Ray Park
Yes.
to play Galactus.
Yes.
You do realize the guy who played Darth Maul did not voice Darth Maul, right? You're talking about Peter Serafinowicz,
The guy. The
the voice,
No.
right?
Which one?
The voice.
The voice. The guy. The voice guy. Yes, is what I mean. Sorry.
Peter Serafinowicz.
Yes.
He would be a really interesting choice.
Even if they do a CGI version of it, like just have him
Okay,
voice.
just make it Josh Brolin again. Just
Brolin
I guess again. Just make it Josh Brolin.
Okay, actually,
He's a good
Fateless
villain.
Fateless brought up a really good point. Squirrel Girl. Give the nerds what they want. Squirrel Girl could be
We're
really
not
cool.
responsible enough.
They're
None
not.
of us are responsible enough for that kind of power.
No.
I don't care what anybody says in the comments. I say here, girl could defeat it.
Could have defeated Thanos. Yeah, I agree.
Hands down.
Yeah. Now, here's my next question. Who would you get to play Squirrel Girl?
I want
I-
to be funny and say Megan Fox.
That would be hilarious. But no. In my personal opinion, I think. Now, hear me out. The chick who plays Max in Stranger Things.
Okay.
I could see her. I wouldn't necessarily say Millie Bobby Brown, even though she would be the far more recognizable name. I would not recommend her. I don't think she would pull off Squirrel Girl. But I think the chick who plays Max in Stranger Things would be a really good Squirrel Girl.
I think the girl who played Hermione in Harry Potter would be a decent choice. I forget her name.
Emma Watson?
Yeah, Emma. I think that'd be funny. And I think she could pull it off, to be real with you. She's not a bad actor. I think she could do
see
it.
I just
I think
don't
she
know,
could
man.
do it.
Yeah, I could definitely see it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of her name.
The same personality as.
Okay, so you guys have all watched Lucifer, right?
Yes.
No.
Yes. Okay, so Ark hasn't, so Ark won't know what I'm talking about. The girl who plays Trixie in Lucifer.
Yes.
I could see it.
Yes.
I could see it.
I could see that.
That
Yeah.
would be
I would-
fantastic. She's still a little too young, but give her a few years, and I swear she would be a perfect Squirrel Girl.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. She has the
If they
personality
read-
for it.
If they went back and redid a movie,
Ooh.
what one would you want them to redo?
Ooh, if they
There's a
redid
list
movie.
there.
There's quite
There's
a
a
big list
list
there.
there.
Yeah, you could, as soon as you heard me say, ooh. Okay, if they could go back and remake a movie. I personally think, hear me out, you're gonna have to hear me out. I personally think if they redid David Harbour's Hellboy and had far less studio meddling, we could have had a really good movie. I think David Harbour was a fantastic choice for Hellboy. And honestly, hear me out, I don't think he would be too bad of a choice for Wolverine.
Maybe if he was younger, but I see where you're going with that.
Yeah, like a little bit of
I'm
an
not
older-
disagreeing entirely, but I think he would have to be he'd have to be younger for it to be able to be
That's
pulled
fair.
off.
That is fair. Yeah.
It's not a bad idea.
Oh, you brought up Gambit. You know who'd be a really good Gambit? Steve from Stranger Things.
I could see that.
Yeah.
The thing is, when I Gambit, up the face, I want somebody that can correctly pull off the Cajun.
Honestly, I still think Channing Tatum is not a bad choice.
Ugh. I'm not a Channing Tatum fan at all.
That just puts it back.
I think that man is overrated.
He's. I think it's really because he's just a sweet guy and he came from humble beginnings. That I think that's really why. And I think he can genuinely be funny too. In my personal opinion.
I don't
small doses. Have you seen Free Guy?
Yes, it was good.
He was good
great.
in that.
Okay, I'll give you that.
He had the personality for it. I feel like that was pretty cool. Like I feel like that's kind of a personality of Gambit in a way. He's like a teenager that never really grew up.
Okay. Who's the?
Is it James Franco that played it in the?
James Franco?
What? I can't remember who it was.
Who played what?
Actually,
No. Oh, that dude. He fucking he tried so hard to have a career. Oh my god, I know who you're talking about.
Actually, did it really?
He did okay, and you're talking about it in the movie that shall not be named.
This is gonna. This idea in my head is going to aggravate people, especially if you're Star Wars fans. But what if you remade the old movies with today's CGI stuff?
Ooh. Like same script, everything. Like it's same editing. Like everything's the same. Just
everything's
modern
the
day
same,
effects.
but you use today's technology to do it.
Basically, just.
And maybe you choreograph some of the fights.
Yes, mostly for the fight choreography. I definitely agree with that.
Like, for example, a Rogue One Vader in New Hope, or whatever it is, fighting Luke.
Yes.
Like that.
That would be
brutality
genuinely
level of
fucking
Vader.
terrifying.
That hallway scene made the movie.
Oh yeah, no. The entire climax of that movie made it.
Like all you saw was death. There was no hope for those guys.
Oh, I agree, 100%. I will say this: modern day effects, yes, I agree if done well. I still think you need to do what The Mandalorian did, where they had modern day effects, but they still use models. For those of you that didn't know, they did still use models for a lot of the ships and stuff like that on The Mandalorian. So I think do a good enough balance of models and practical effects as well as CGI. I think, yes, you could have I think you could do that really, really well. However, we should not be giving Disney ideas, and we need to let someone else have a topic to talk about. Shadow, what do you want to talk about? Shadow?
Megan. Although I definitely love an Adam Warlock movie.
I would love James Gunn to do an Adam Warlock movie. Let him go balls to the wall crazy. Let him do what he did with Suicide Squad.
And just to do interference. Him.
Let him what?
That's what I want to. I want to.
You're cutting in and out really bad. What are you saying? Say?
I think he's gonna go find that Discord guy and fight him.
Yeah. Anyways,
I'm about to.
Shadow, what were you saying?
I'm just saying, give him a budget that he.
It's not want him to speak.
Okay, I don't think it's Discord at this point. I think it's your mic. I think your mic connection is shitty.
Are you okay, Shadow?
Okay, we can't hear you.
You're mute, man. We can't hear anything.
Yeah, you're mute. We can't hear anything.
Well, Everyone should probably stay tuned. You might see some violence here in about 5 seconds. You might see his computer go flying across his house.
Yeah, I think at this point he's on his phone. Let's see. All right, Shadow, go ahead.
All right, what I was saying was just give him the budget that he needs.
Oh, yeah. I
No
agree.
studio at all.
I completely
Did you
agree.
switch to your phone?
He did.
Yes, I did.
Yes, no, I definitely agree. Give him the budget that he
I'm coming
needs.
for you.
Yeah. Give him the budget that he needs and little to no studio interference. Basically what he did on Suicide Squad. Though, granted, I would say maybe don't let him write it alone. Because I think he wrote...
Give him a full team.
Yeah, no. I'm saying I think he got a little too much creative control with Suicide Squad because there are a few things that don't work with it. Like the climax doesn't work all that great. As fun as it is, it does not work all that great. At that point, you're kind of like, alright. You kind of told your story. But it's still fun. I like it. But that's just a whole different thing. But no, I definitely feel like James Gunn doing an Adam Warlock movie would be really good. I think they honestly need to get Jon Favreau another shot at a Marvel movie.
But here's the thing. Who would be a good Adam Warlock?
Ooh.
It's not an easy question to
That is
answer.
not at all, because it doesn't matter who you say, most people are going to just be pissed.
Who played, he was in Terminator Salvation.
You talk about
The hybrid. The hybrid Terminator guy.
Oh.
Sam Worthington? Really?
Yes.
I wouldn't mind that.
Actually,
That
yeah.
wouldn't be bad.
No, it wouldn't. Yeah, no,
I wouldn't mind that at all.
I love
That's-
Sam Worthington.
He's pretty good. Yeah, I could definitely see that. I think he's a little old, but also he's apparently being held on by the nuts by James Cameron with Avatar sequels. But that being said, yeah, I could see it. That'd be kind of cool. Honestly, I still think Keanu Reeves would be a decent choice to play Adam Warlock. Kind of.
Why do you say that?
He just has the looks for it, in my opinion.
I don't. Does he?
Yeah, but he would need like longer hair.
I feel like
They
you're
can do that.
biased about Keanu
Give him a
Reeves.
month. He'll be able to
Okay,
do it
I'm not gonna
himself.
lie.
Anyone needs-
I'm not gonna lie, I do have a man crush on Keanu Reeves.
That's fair.
Most men do. I don't care.
Look, if I could just fight like that man in his movies, I would be happy.
You know what's funny is he really just got a shit ton of he got training from one of the stunt coordinators from Jackie Chan's studio. That really helped because that was on The Matrix. And then he got tactical gun training for all the John Wick movies.
Oh, he actually went with the soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
they
That
really
man
said,
at
"You
this
need to learn
point
how to
could-
kick."
That man at this point could actually kill. He really could. He could
He
kill all of us.
really could.
Yeah, I
Like-
don't think anybody's going to try to kill Keanu Reeves yet, but...
If they
don't see
do,
why anybody would.
millimeter under his pillow.
If somebody does try to kill Keanu Reeves, you're going to see a real life representation of what Pattinson did in that trailer to somebody. like what happened to you, Keanu Reeves? That's what happened.
No. You're going to have to do a robot voice. It's like, Keanu Reeves, that's what happened. And he's going to have to be like, he's going to have to look like Stephen Hawking, like...
Chair. Unable to move anything except like 2 or 3 fingers.
It's like...
I hate to make this joke, but it's gonna be like the Stephen Hawking thing. Just
Yeah, it's like...
Yeah, and the next guy who threatens Keanu, he just points to him and says, "You want to ask him what happened?"
Yeah, Keanu just like drags him around all the time.
it is not Keanu. It is not a separate entity. That is his new dog.
Oh my God.
Jesus, we thought about this way too much. Okay, so Fateless actually brought up a really good idea. The Dark Tower should probably need a remake. They had decent actors, but they flopped on the story and direction. I agree. I think the Dark Tower could be a really interesting franchise, and I don't mind their casting choice. I think, okay, anything freaking Matthew McConaughey is in is already a little bit better. He can at least polish the turd out of most stuff.
McConaughey has kind of gone past his expiration.
I think Keanu. I think McConaughey is still in his prime. I do. I think it's.
Do you guys remember the movie Preacher?
Preacher?
Oh.
Was he in Preacher?
Hunter.
Was he in Preacher?
Preacher. It's the guy who played Vision.
Yeah, Paul Bettany. I know who you're talking about. What's up?
Yeah. What if they redid that?
Ooh.
Preacher? Ooh.
Yeah.
That could actually be really
Or even
fun.
made another one. Forget a remake. Make a new one with today's stuff.
That, honestly, I don't think Preacher is that bad. The unrated cut makes it a lot better.
I think Preacher in itself was just bad.
It was edited to all hell and had really bad studio interference.
It was, for me, it was chopped up and it didn't make a lot of sense.
That's why I'm saying the unrated cut is a lot better. It still is a messy movie, but the unrated cut actually at least follows through on a few storylines, and it makes it a lot better. That being said, I think, yeah, redo Preacher. I think that has enough potential. It's just they did it at the right time in order to make at least a few bucks, because that was right around the vampire craze. It's kind of like the zombie craze. Everybody's kind of done with it. So I would love to see another adaptation of Preacher, but I don't think now is the time. Now, I will tell you what I would love to see: a sequel. Trick or Treat 2. Get Michael Daugherty on it right now.
I'm good. I think the first one was good enough. I don't think we need to continue down that road.
Well, and that's the thing, is you can make it, as long as you have Sam and
It was good. You don't need to try and outdo it.
No, I'm not saying outdo it. I'm just saying have another movie that is, if not at least a little better, have one that is at least the exact amount of, it's like at least exactly as good as the first one. I would love to see more creative stuff. Love to see some, I would love to see a ghost story. That would be fun. Have something with ghosts.
Wouldn't mind
have something with goblins. Have something with leprechauns. Well, not necessarily leprechaun. Now
The Leprechaun.
Yeah.
What if they made that movie today?
Leprechaun would not be made today. I'm telling you that right now. Straight up. It's way too. It would be like a sci-fi original movie. It would not ever get a theatrical release. As much as I love Warwick Davis, I love him to death, and those movies are absolute garbage, and I love them. It still would not be made today. Not with that budget. No.
How many views they have reversed?
Hey, thanks for having me on. I gotta get going. I got some stuff.
Yeah, we've actually been running.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, no, for sure. We're actually gonna go ahead and wrap this up.
Make it rolling.
Everybody, this has been SnodaCast Season 2, Episode 2. I've been your host, BlackShot56, and I've been joined by Ark. Halvard, is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Halvard and Shadow. And this has been, once again, Season 2, Episode 2 of the SnodaCast. And as always,